Welcome to Bunny's Designs. I hope everybody's okay. Welcome to Bunny's Designs. This is live impromptu Saturday. I wanted to have my other obsession at the moment, which is playing in this book. So we've got snowflakes. I've got obsessed about snowflakes. I was trying out my rotary pen. So I thought I'd finish a bit more on this one. I haven't decided what birds to use on this one yet. But I really like this one. But I've been playing with this pen to get some snowflakes. And I want to put some mushrooms and some kind of toadstools in there. So I've been playing about with ideas and flowers and things. And I think a little toadstool in here is going to kind of work quite well. So I can put my watercolor things away. I do have a couple of acrylic palettes that kind of weren't doing very much. Popped it somewhere. Disappeared. I can work over the top of this, I think. I'm still working with my cheapy acrylics, which are Dough-Craft acrylic paints. But I really wanted to work in some others, but I want to get them to a certain stage. So I think I like working with these. And then when I get to a certain stage, I think I want to go to some other acrylics. So I did like that little flower though, so I don't know whether to start putting a few little flowers in, or I might keep that for my next book. I have another book on its way, and I've had this book quite a few years, probably 20 years maybe, and it's called The British Isles. Oopsie, The British Isles. It's a big book. It's not the same shiny, if I tilt it up, there's a sheen, but it's not that shiny, whereas the other book is quite shiny. So where there isn't any paint, it's quite a glossy photograph. And so this is another, it's a glossy photograph. So I was thinking that perhaps it would do quite well. And also here, which I'm going to take a photograph, put a sticky note in it here. These are two houses, which is what my abandoned books are all about. So I will take a couple of photographs because I kind of like the idea of it being abandoned, and that's what it's about. So I kind of like the idea of creeping vines as well. And I'd almost got there with this one, and I do like this one. But I suppose, and again, I'm going to have to glue these in. I shall glue the edges, stick them in, and hold the book upside down. So there's a couple of others that I've got almost near. This one, I was playing about with the two different rotary isograph pens. I'm going to put mushrooms all the way along here, but I think I kind of like a creeper. A creeping vine, because it has a kind of a woody thing, and it also has a leaf thing going on as well. And this one is more leaves as well. So again, I like that idea, and I was nearly with that other one, but this one looks a bit better. So I've got to this stage, which isn't finished, but when I go with the acrylics, I shall start be using some probably slightly different ones. This particular one, I've put one lot of dark down, so I think I'm going to go do another one. So this book hopefully is on its way. I bought it secondhand for £5. Probably bought this one for a couple of pounds as well. It's a bigger size. I have to say it's slightly bigger. So I'm on my cushion. Actually, I'm not on my cushion, but I'm on my, I think it's a laptop tray, but I use it. I think it's for a laptop to tilt. I do like this one here. And this is going to be easy for me to paint. But I want to do some, I want to make this, I could make this into a creeper then. So we've got some ivy coming up. I could black out this bit here because it's a little bit too fussy. And again, I black things out. I blank out things, I should say. And then I think, well, maybe actually I want to blank a bit more out. So I kind of work that way rather than taking a lot more out than I should. I think I'm going to take the bookcases out. I love the fact that it is books because it's my thing. But I think the pillars would stand out a lot better. I think. And then, of course, over here, we can have more creepers. I think I like that idea. I love this bit when it swizzles round here. Kind of like that bit. So perhaps, but if I did take all this out, we'd have the ivy. We wouldn't see the books. I might do that actually. It doesn't really matter. It's only pretend. It's nothing. I'm not going to use a metallic one though, because I don't like metallic. So these are my colours I have. And I might buy a couple more just so that it's sitting here. And then I can sit them like this and get some out. So that's what I'm thinking, I think. Because I don't know if they need to be stored on the side or not. Now I'm using a lot of greens and blacks and browns and noir. That one's empty. So I've done most of the pages in here and it's used a whole pot. So that's actually not bad. That's not bad. I did use the yellows as well because I was taking the greens. I suppose we could use the orange to make, could use the orange. I'm just not sure if this would come off or not. I haven't got a baby wipe. I should have a baby wipe. The minute I said I was not using any more baby wipes, my husband appeared with 2 full packs. I don't know if I want to do it on there or not. But it does wipe off. I do have another one somewhere. And I had it in my hand earlier and now I want it. It's disappeared. I could go wash that away. Because I think, in fact, I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to turn it over. If I turn it over, I can, because I think bits come off it once you start doing things like that. So I've got forest green, jungle green, burnt umber, and noir. I think I'm going to do, and this is shiny. This one was shiny. I think I'm going to do that matte. So I'm going to take a little bit of black out first. I have to shape these so it's a bit of a pest. But I'm going to take some out of there, I think. So I'll leave those just on the edge. And I'm working with these brushes like I did before. So the whole book is made with really cheapy brushes. Don't want to use expensive brushes for these because they really... Oh, tell a lie. Don't want to use that one. That's a Pro Art one. Don't want to use that one. But I do have a couple of the other ones. So we'll shake that. I actually quite like that shiny. I don't know if I want to keep it shiny, just to be different. I don't suppose it matters really, so I'm going to just put some dark out. And I put the size of a big bean, a kidney bean. I don't like to put too much out. And again, cheap brush, dampen it. And I do water mine down a little bit. It's a bit too thick for me. I like consistency. So I'd rather put 2 or 3 coats on than have one. So this will get rid of the shine actually, so that'll be better for me to see, because when you're looking into the shine, and we're having a heat wave at the UK at the minute, so everything's a bit kind of a bit shiny. So and one thing I didn't do is I didn't put that paper under there, so I've lost my bits of paper, so I have to be a bit careful. Sorry about the arm. I've still got my my bungle. He's normally quite gentle, but if you play with him, he just suddenly decides, and he certainly doesn't mean to do it, but he's only 8 months old, and sometimes he just decides that he wants to kind of play, and so he gets hold of you. Now, I'm not going to be as precious as I was the first time, because I've learned that I'm going to be really kind of grunging it up and making it quite a derelict place. So I don't have to be quite as precise. So that's quite nice. But I am going to take out, I like some of these, but I'm going to take them out because less is more. And that is a lot truer in this than in others. So we're going to take out the books, and I must have taken one out, so I must have known what I wanted to do before. And again, I'm not going to be that precious with it because I'm going to be using some vines and some creepers and wildflowers. So that's how I'm going to grunge them up. I like brambles and hedgerow things for outside, and then kind of creepers and vines for inside. So think about what would happen if the roof fell in. Well, ivy would creep into there, birds would come in because that's what we've got. They will bring seeds, so we could have some wildflowers. But a lot of them don't have a lot of sunlight. So, of course, you've got to think what grows well in forests, in jungles. That's the kind of atmosphere I think would be inside a building like this. And then, of course, when you start to think like this, other things evolve. So we've got this kind of this veranda here. So all these creeping vines are going to be in between. All these areas, and I think I'm going to take the books out. Because I love the pillars. We'll put this out, and then when I do a bit more detail, I'm going to put them, I'll zoom in a bit, but I love these stone, almost onyx pillars, which Now my paints are a little bit thinner, so you can still see through mine, but as I say, when we get all that I think I'm going to take her out as well. Keep that staff or sword or whatever it is she's holding. And again, I liked it as it was, but by leaving it a couple of days, I decided to take a bit more out, but not her hand. And as I say, it's a bit warm around here at the moment, so everything is and because we can have the ivy coming out of there. So if you find it too distracting, put 2 coats. I don't think I would. I think I like all this here except for that bit. Oh no, I can't take that bit out because it's colour. But I don't suppose it matters. I have to use all this paint because it's so warm in this room today. It will just dry up, and as a tight Yorkshire lass, I can't do with that. So, I like the matte actually. I think I like the matte. I can't decide if I like the matte or the shiny or the gloss. I did buy the gloss by mistake. I meant to buy the other one and I didn't. I made a mistake. So. And the white one is a metallic as well. It's a metallic one that I bought. So and I tried to mix the metallic with another one and it came out quite pearlescent. So I thought it would dull it, but it doesn't. So I had to go back and get a couple more blacks. I think I'll get a couple more blacks. I might get another couple of colours. I quite enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would. So decided to spend a few pennies, and then because I enjoy it, I'm going to go buy some more. Whereas when I first bought, like, I'm thinking, why did I buy those? Because I'm never going to use them. But again, this is my new obsession. So that's how that one looks at the moment. And I've used all the dark up, so that's quite good. Put the brushes into the brush and leave them there. And of course, now I've got fingers. What did I do with my... I had a baby wipe. I definitely had a baby wipe. I don't know what I did with the baby wipe. I'm a bit worried now because I had a baby wipe with me. Right. Keep that there. So I've got to think vine. I'm going to think, oh, actually, I might not think vine, actually. I might think, and I can't get these tops off, so I have to do that. so I just can't get the tops off. I think I'm going to use this one. And it doesn't matter if it picks up a bit of black, it's fine. And again, what I'm going to do is think, I like the idea that the stars are under here and above. Yeah, we've got to think about where they're going to go into the sky, don't we? Just a general idea. And again, I do like this a bit wetter, so you can have a kind of a flow. And it's only very pale, and that's what I kind of like, because it means it's almost like a pencil drawing, pencil sketch. It's fine because so I've got one or two things like that. So let's have a, yeah, so we can definitely take that one up there. And I can have some wispies and some curls. So now we can put maybe a highlight. So I'm going to put orange with that. It's a bit of a bright. I'm sure it'll be fine. And just give it a mix. It's a bit bright. It'll go into a tan in a minute though. It'll be fine. Again, mixing with really old brushes, mixed with new ones. So it's a bit of a, not quite a yellow ochre, it's a bit of a tan colour. So what I'm going to do now is just carefully follow again. It's got to be the right thickness. This is a bit gloopy, this, but it's okay for what this is. It'll be fine for what this is. Just follow these around. And it just kind of grows. This one's more of a vine creeper than. But we might get some kind of idea of where we're going with it when we get two colours, two tones. Starts to get a bit, but it's quite therapeutic actually. I have to say, I enjoy doing it. And of course, I'm just thinking, you can, if you really want to get a gardening book out, I would have preferred it a bit thinner than that, but like I was doing here, but I got a bit carried away, but never mind. Of course, the vine can do really what it wants. And then when you start to put your detail in, this is when you can decide what's going in front of the other one, what's going behind. So I think I've done quite well with that colour. I think we can almost, oh no, I'm going to do jungle green. And in theory, we'll have an olive colour next. With all this, we'll have olive green. And Mucky Pop, I've got paint everywhere again. I don't know how I've done it. I'm such a Mucky Pop. I really am a Mucky Pop. So I want to get some kind of some vines going on. So if we start at the bottom, preferably with a dried one. So we'll have a look on this side here. And oops, sometimes you just have to make leaf kind of. I think I'm just going to be so messy. I'm going to have stuff absolutely everywhere. This is a basic concept, basic shapes, and then so we've got this one going this way, and at this stage it's just vines with leaves. And if we make a bit of a boo-boo, I don't think it's going to matter because I think we can kind of straighten it out a bit. So again, we start with this one. And at this stage, we don't know what's in front of the other. We're just putting a little bit of foliage on each one and see which one works. See which one kind of you think, oh yeah, that I can see that going around there. So please leave a comment below if you're working in a book, if you're starting a different colour book, book, and you've altered it. This one was an exterior book. It was called Beautuful Germany, and it was in a different language, and I think I paid €1 for it or something when I went to Germany. They have wonderful, in Berlin, I think there's not Berlin, beg your pardon. I can't remember where I went now. Just take that on there. If you hit the brush just right, you should get kind of quite a nice natural ivy leaf if you can squish it the right way, but my pages are crinkled and again, I know it does not look like anything at the moment, but that's fine because it will do in a bit. This first leaf is probably going to disappear. May not even use it at all. Just pop that in there. So again, because it's monotonous a bit, it kind of is therapeutic. And that, I think I kind of like that aspect of it. And I've actually forgotten about the dark tone I put on. I'm just following the lighter tone, but actually, of course, the first tone I put on was the darker one. And the same thing will happen in a bit with this first leaf. It will become just a blurred background compared to the others. Obviously, there's going to be more overgrowth in some places than the other. Quite pleased I left that because that looks lovely that it's actually grown round it. So I kind of like that. So I do kind of like that idea. Oh, we've got this one coming up here, and somehow doing this kind of thing now. Just about going to have enough, I think. Because the brush is vertical and pushing out, it gives quite a nice brush effect, but obviously you can't see it very well. I'm trying to push out. It doesn't make the perfect thing when you do that. Whereas I'm trying to watch the screen at the same time and then realize that it's backwards. But it's like, But again, at this stage, it's not really that important. We just want some leaves up there. That's all. I kind of like that. And I'm trying to be different, but I'm trying to. I like the ease of how I do it. It's just kind of therapeutic. And again, don't be afraid if you find you haven't. Not all the leaves are going to look like leaves. It's just generally see if we can get some leaves. And of course, down here it's just going to be murder because it's going to be just tons and tons and tons. My camera's moved for some reason. That's better. That's better. So we've got all that going on. I like that because that means you can see that it was good underneath before. So I'm quite pleased I've left that. Not sure what's going to happen with this green. I think I'm going to put buttercup. There's buttercup. Oops, there's buttercup, and there's canary yellow. So again, I got my light and my dark, or my warm, cold, and just put a little bit there. I don't want. Oopsie, made a mess. Such a messy pup I am. Such a messy pup. Again. It's dried on here, this acrylic, so that's fine. Oh, gosh, everywhere. So this is kind of going to be a bit of a... And I did want to use that spray. So am I going to try and get a different... So it's drying because it's so warm in here. So let's have a look at that. What that does, we'll just do this. At this point, I don't want to do too much detail. I've just realised I don't want it to be too much like this one either, so I've got to kind of think. I think this one might be better because it's a bigger leaf, so I think we might be okay with this one. And again, this is where we think what's on top and what's going below. Don't you can get a bit carried away of where you are, really, I suppose. I suppose I'm not really that particular about that. I was before, but I don't think you can be when you're doing something made up like this, altered, changed, however you want to put it. Can't be much light down here, and of course there's going to be a lot more light up there. It's definitely quite therapeutic, is this, if you don't keep dropping your paintbrush everywhere. It's quite nice. If anybody's got any suggestions, anybody's used these paints before, they're only £1.50 in Boys in the UK, so they're not terribly expensive, and they're a bit thinner, I think, than the other ones used. So, but for the finer detail, I will be bringing out the artist acrylics. I think it's I don't think they look the same. I don't think they look the same. Hopefully they don't. Oh, that's where this one goes now. I think it goes up that one. So I got to go there. Now this is where we can decide what goes on top, what gets receded. Oops. I'm not particularly perturbed that, oops, that needs to be a bit wetter. That does need to be a bit where was it there? I'm not really bothered about that being. I kind of get that. I think I've got to put, and I don't think I can do it now. Actually, I quite like that. I do kind of like that. I don't know if I should go any lighter because it would be in competition with that one. Oh, just splashed. You all right? Are you okay?
Yeah, go.
Is Terry on his, should be here somewhere. What time did you say pick you up?
1:30.
Should I feed the animals? They've been fed of today. Sam? I'm just going to put this, and again, it gets a little bit addictive. It gets a little bit addictive is doing this. It's very therapeutic, is this? Really therapeutic. And you really can be in your own little world doing this. So it's, and this is without any detail. So I'm going to call it a day because it's an hour. Oh, just over, literally just over an hour. I want to use this paint up though. Typical that Yorkshire lass. I've got to use my paint up. And I haven't grunged up what was underneath. I hadn't intended to do that, but actually I'm quite pleased because it shows that it's still underneath there. Now, whether you should have lighter leaves on top and darker leaves on the bottom, I haven't decided, but I've only got 3 shades at the moment. So I can always change that if I want to. And I can darken them down. I can put and of course when you start doing this, this is when you start deciding what goes where. And at what point do you decide where things are at the top? Oh, hello, Tyler. Welcome to Bunny's Designs. I'm getting a bit carried away with my abandoned book. I'm getting a bit carried away. I just thought I'd bob on and show the next stage. And I kind of like that. It's going to be different. I know it doesn't look too different. Like you can put, I can put the darker brown. That isn't particularly dark brown, but I can put a spot of that on there. And I'd actually put I should have done that first, really. I think I should have done that first. So I should have done 3 darker shades instead of 2. And then that would have darkened that up quite well. I'm just going to use that. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. It's bigger than the other one, and I can go lighter. Oh, hi, Katrina. Thank you. Thank you. It does look okay. I think it does look all right. I want to keep that brown. I'm going to use it in a second. Just want to green pencil case, which could be anywhere today. That's not in my green pencil case. Yeah, I kind of like that. I don't think I want him to be in there. He looks quite big, that one, but he's too big for that particular page to go in my pencil case. It does have Velcro on it as well, actually, so I didn't realise that. And I put a little sticker on these two because I've got white acrylic paint. So what I've devised, because again I'm obsessed with my sorry, one of the lads is gasping. So this is slightly bigger, so I'm obsessed. And got to be wait a minute, I'm sure that's the white one. Yes, it is. And we've got to be a bit careful. It's not the same. You have to be a bit careful. But this is where I'm getting obsessed with my. So we've got our snowflakes. And this is therapeutic as well. I kind of like this bit of drawing those. So I kind of like that. I think I like the smaller one best, I think. So we can do all sorts of things with anything goes, because of course it's a snowflake. I do try to keep them horizontal if possible. But I do like my snowflakes. I've got a bit of wet yellow paint there, so I'm just going to redo his eye. So I've seen so many. I don't have to remember how to do them because it doesn't matter. So I kind of like that. So my obsessive snowflake book shows, I think that's all dry now. Yeah. Kind of shows all sorts. So if we have a little bit in the middle, then we can let that stick it out there. It's just addictive are my snowflakes. I'm going to put my little bird somewhere else because he's going to get squished in a minute. So again, I just absolutely love Oopsie, can't see what I'm doing now. Got to be a little bit careful because it's acrylic paint, and this is a fine. It's a fine. Oops. So we're just gently stroking it. And they don't have to be precise, but again, just love doing my snowflakes. Sorry, guys. I'm a bit obsessed with my snowflakes. You've got to be that bit careful because if you pick up any bits, it's not pretty. Oh, hi Tara, welcome to Bunny's Designs. Anybody else popping in? It's a live show. I've had a bit of a quiet time, but I love being. I love playing with my snowflakes. I love my rotring pen, my Isograph rotring pen. If you're using it over the top of acrylics, you've just got to be very soft because remember, you can scratch the paint. So actually, I quite like that. I kind of like that. I know it's different. That was the second one I did. That was the first one I did. I don't want them to be much of a muchness. I didn't want that. is this is dark ink. Oops, I've got a blob on that one now. So I could draw on each leaf if I wanted to. That's got a bit of a blob on it, that one. Sometimes if you wash them too much, you get a blob. This is a bit thicker one. Let's see if I don't get a blob. No, I'm going to have to do with the other ones. Yes, I've washed one so much and so well that it just oozes ink now. I want to. This is a bigger one. This one. I don't know if I want to make those leaves. Kind of leafy. I suppose I could. It's all gone quiet in the kitchen now, so they look quite nice, those. Give a bit of definition. I might draw into that one a bit more, I think. I don't want it to be, although I think it is a bigger leaf than I thought, so I'm going to get a smudge when I shut it, I think. I don't want all to be like this, though. So this one. Oh, hi, Kanga. Welcome to Bunny's Designs. Anybody else popping in? I think this one. I need to darken that again, so oops. Again, I've got some brown on that one. That's the noir. I need to take out the I need to take that out again because again, I want to get all these to the same kind of level. It might be actually easier to stick the bird down before. And I think I wanted to keep that in, but I'd forgotten, so never mind. I do want to take that bit out there. There. It always paints everywhere. I think I'm going to take out this more of a panel, I think. got a bit braver than I used to be when I was doing this a week ago. So I've got a little bit braver. And I can see more of an image now. Oh, thank you, Tara. Thank you. So I think I'm going to put snowflakes in each one. I don't think shield, so I'm going to take that out. I've got slightly braver and I've got more of an idea of what I'm doing now. So sometimes it's not easy. I don't know to take out the walls, actually, but I can't make my mind up. I think I'm going to take out this panel. Again, at first I wanted to leave quite a lot in. Now I've got kind of used to have an idea of what I want to do. I need to take a bit more out. So I think it's practice and it's, you know, done a couple of pages now. Actually kind of like what's happening. Just going to go around the bed again, make sure that that's all kind of dark because I want a nice jet black because I want the snowflakes to kind of show up. So I am getting a bit obsessed with snowflakes and mushrooms. So I think that looks okay. I think that one looks all right. I think I like the idea that we've got more ivy coming in. So what I'm going to do with this one, again, I'm not going to go for green. I'm going to go for blue browns. Again, I've been inspired by this. I'm not sure. I think this chandelier could go, actually. I think the chandelier could go because I've seen this drawing and this one. And of course, this is pretty good for an abandoned place. So I kind of think, but I'm thinking if the chandelier wasn't there, do I want to keep it there? I think I might. So let's get this to be the consistency we want. And then we've kind of, where's the vine coming in or going out? I think it probably could kind of come in here. It can probably go wherever we want it to go. So I just thought I'd do a very rough. So the vine is coming from this section here. I'm not sure if I want to take the chandelier out, actually. I can't decide. I think I would like to take that out. I think so. But then maybe not. Maybe do this. And have ivy hanging down, maybe something different. Might be quite nice ivy growing down here, and then it would go around down. That's quite nice. And then we've got a bit of a contrast going on of the thick branches of the tree and some ivy. So we need a paler brown, don't we? So could put oops. Put a little bit of that out, and I just can't do these tops. So I thought we might as well do the palest first. So let's do unfortunately I need I think I might need the other one first. I think I let the other one first. I need the other brush, really. So let's see if we can mess this one up now. So we've got this one coming up there. And then coming out of there. I think I've got the wrong colour, but never mind. It's just oh, excuse me, guys. Just have to disappear a second. Sorry, guys. I thought they were being a bit. I thought they were being a bit naughty, and they weren't. So, oh, so let's have a look. I kind of want to have. I think kind of going in there, and then. So I have to do that one last. So this one can come up. So I kind of want. I think these are going to have to kind of have really big swirls and some good kind of, some of them have got to have a purpose and a start and an end. So they're going to have to go in and out and then reappear to reinvent themselves, going wherever. And I think when they do that, they're going to all have this is the one that I haven't done. This one it comes out of there, and that one goes into there. I think this is going to be the one that has the sorry guys, the most detail on the actual things. I can get rid of that one a bit later. I hope this is more viney. Leave some space for my stars. So thanks for stopping by, guys. It's an impromptu Saturday. I'm still here. I've been here a while. I've been doing a couple of different things. You always have to think less is more, but I have to let that dry now. So I suppose the best thing to do is to go onto this side then, since I've got all this paint left. So I can turn this into an olive colour. At the moment it's an olive brown. Betsy Doodle is looking for her baby. So I'm going to put some forest green in this, I think. It might go a bit olive in a minute, I think, hopefully. It's almost dry as that one. So we need a vine. We need a vine coming in. Oh, hi Tina, anybody else popping in? Welcome to Bunny's Designs. Just having a bit of a moment. So I'm going to say that this is going to come in, go across there, and then come down, and then kind of go around this one. And then we've got this going in and out here, and this coming on out there. Oh dear, sorry guys, I've got a Betsy Doodles. A Betsy Doodles, so I can come in there, wrap around there. It appears I'm not home alone anymore. So I'm going to end this video, guys. So thanks for stopping by. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening, or morning, depending on where you are on the planet. Thanks for watching on YouTube. There'll be another part of this. So I'm trying to get that to look like more of a creeper, whereas this is ivy. Definitely going to be ivy. And the stars, the snowflakes will be on the floor. So again, you can just imagine that's going to be a peach. The ivy is going around these and around these and around these, coming up, following that round, going in, coming out. I mean, basically just having a field day. This ivy. Once it gets on the top of there, it can hang down. So I got to remember that I want some mushrooms in that space down there. Oh, we have a Betsy Doodles. We have a Betsy Doodles. So I kind of like it. Again, I kind of like this kind of, you know, you just take the, oops, most of the time you take the paintbrush and you kind of just think, well, what would happen and where would it go? And then underneath all these, we're going to have some toadstools. Oh, I kind of like that. I do have quite a bright green on there, so I know it's the middle 100 degrees in here, but heat gun. I've just got the little spots I've gone a bit too crazy on. To put that somewhere.
All three.
To cool. Right. So let's have a look. Oops, one or two bits are still a little bit wet, but I'm not going to particularly bother. If it sticks together, it sticks together. I'm not sure of that one. This one, oops, I've got two there. Yeah, so we've done those two, and I think they're going to be different. I think when I finish them, they will be different. Again, I like the snowflakes on this one. So what have we got on here? I mean, it's always going to be, I think it's always going to be an ivy trail, because of course that's what it is. Oops. It's always, no, this is, it's abandoned. Ivy's going to get in there. I think it's going to come off the chandelier as well. Could be a little bit daintier, but and they're all going to start in the same way, because they've been abandoned, so things are always going to start the same way. It's whatever plant becomes more dominant at the end. And there's quite a few pages in this book, so they may all start out kind of very similar. No, I didn't cut around his feet when I put those on. I didn't cut around his feet for some for some obscure reason. And I will hide some mushrooms in a lot of them. So a heat gun, see if I can get that going. Right, let's have a look at that one. No. Oh, I think I'm going to use this paint here. I think I'm going to use this paint to paint over a lot. I don't really know what I want on here. I think I just want get rid of all the other faces. I'm pretty sure that's what. Just need that under there. Maybe green's the wrong colour. Actually, I don't think I want anything on there. Sorry, guys. I think I'm going to put some birdies on there and so that's got rid of that page. There's a couple of birds' nests I've got, so I kind of think they might end up there. So that's got rid of that one. Right, so don't know if I'm going to try that or not. This one, I've got these little mushrooms that I need to put in. But again, I think I like that. I think the mushrooms need to be a little bit bigger, but I do like my little snowflakes. They go on slightly better on the shiny metallic black than they do on the other one, but it's okay. It's okay. So I like the technique, but then the next stage is where they become entirely different. So I've got that one that's to that one. This one is getting there. That's going to be vines and sticks, and that's going to be ivy, I think. because I've got some green ivy on him there, so I think that's what that one's going to be. Haven't decided on this one yet. So I've got one or two a bit further on. I do like the fact you can still see through some of it. I like that. Haven't put any stars on this one. Sorry, stars. I haven't put any snowflakes on this one, so I need some snowflakes. And absolutely love the prospect of when I've got it to a certain finished, I can do this. I can just create snowflakes. I think we had some snowflakes here. So I've got to do a lot more detail to this one, a lot more detail. So it's coming up for 2 hours, guys, for a YouTube video. So thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful afternoon. I've so enjoyed my Saturday in my mixed media book. Can't wait for my other one to arrive. I really want to get to some really fine detail in this one, and definitely some ivy ones in this one. And really, I should be putting the snowflakes in last, but I just can't resist popping just 2 in. Hopefully somewhere there'll be some hidden toadstools, and my little mushrooms will appear. And also some of these flowers that I've been doing earlier, the blackberries will be appearing, and some wild strawberries. So they should be appearing soon. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful afternoon. And it's coming up to 2 hours. And so anybody got any suggestions on YouTube? If you'd like to like and subscribe, it means a lot to me, and it makes me feel that I'm doing the right thing and people like to watch what I'm doing. If you've got any suggestions, or if you want to put these blackberries in this book, which I'm eventually thinking I might do, which incorporates my colour books in with my abandoned books. I do like the idea that I'm using a book, recycling it, not buying a special book to dismantle or to destroy. So I kind of like that idea. I do like that idea. And sorry, guys, I have to go because Alfie's being an Alfie. So thanks for stopping by. Have a wonderful afternoon, and thanks for watching.